Now, to get back to this whole business of problems and why they aren't solved. Okay, if we solved the problems, if we ended crime, can you imagine how many people would be out of work? Do you understand how this whole business works? Um, we're literally paying for our own fear. That's what's going on. There's not enough work, and the best that we can hear from our politicians and our own thinking a lot of the time is that we need to create jobs. They're gonna make work. Can you imagine that? It's like digging a hole for a septic tank by hand, and then coming along, sitting back in the ivory towers with their fiat currency, quantitative easing, 1, 2, 3, infinity, printing as much money as they want, sitting back, acting like they're important, and this is the best thing. You're going to fill the hole back in and create jobs and devalue your currency through inflation. Because when you print currency ad infinitum, you're going to create inflation. It debases the currency. This is how your currency is debased. And it's a very unnatural trend. I've already pointed out how your currency would increase in value every day through deflation if we had a truly free market, supply and demand, capitalist economic system. It would lead to freedom. It would lead to a free market. That has to be the end goal, is that we realize that we can live completely free, completely liberated, everybody with prosperity, and we will still serve one another. That's a fact. I'm not making that up. But it's so hard to imagine because it goes against everything we've been taught by our parents, our relatives, our friends, our associates, by our teachers, by our leaders, by the media. But I'm telling you the truth. You have it within you to live in a world where you are rich. I am rich. He is rich. She is rich. We're all rich. No more fear. No more could anybody impose economic insecurity on you because we were all equal. We all had the equal authority. We could all do whatever we wanted whenever we wanted to work. It was completely voluntary-based reality. Okay, we're all born into an involuntary-based reality, what amounts to slavery. We're the only creature that has to face this. Can you imagine how ridiculous this is? Here we are, by far and away, atop the intellectual food chain, creating things that the most intelligent creature can't come close to understanding how we could ever do this, but we do it. And we can conceive of creatures that are even smarter than us that exist out there somewhere that can do things that most of us can't conceive of. But we're like a monkey trying to understand how a computer was built, to see the technology that may exist out there, may well. This may be what the whole UFO cover-up thing is all about, because you see, these rulers, if this information came out, that's why people think the UFO thing is so secret, because they figure, hey, you know what, if the masses knew for sure that there was other beings out there, without any doubt, they were taught this stuff from as soon as they were able to understand, probably kindergarten, then we'd have a whole different paradigm. You see, these people that are ruling us illegitimately, they're very mean people. There's not a negative word you can think of to call them that's not true. But God loves them still, and He wants them to stop being evil, okay, basically. And that's why He's so patient, restrained. That's the best I can understand. And His name has to be vindicated. Nobody can say He acted with hubris when He comes and judges humanity, the day of the Lord, and all that stuff. No, He's going to be totally vindicated, because you can't keep Him between a rock and a hard place forever. So, when the time comes, He's going to lose His cool. He's going to put His foot down and cleanse the earth like a cancerous cell. The wicked go one place, and the righteous get to inherit a regenerated, a renewed earth. And death is gone, the whole bit. It's going to be perfect. Okay, don't worry about overpopulation. God's not incompetent or stupid. That's one more miracle. He's got control of it all. Remember, he owns all the real estate in the universe. So, even in this galaxy, the science says there's 500 million habitable planets right in our galaxy. I mean, this is our neighborhood. I mean, it just infinite real estate that he's got to work with, that we've got to work with. And we don't have to worry about overpopulation. Okay, it's all just lies from the pit of hell. These people that are saying these things, they're using up the earth's resources like it's going out of style. They're trying to ration things based on affordability. They're using the money to do this. And people are literally dying as a consequence, as the effect, the result of what these people are doing, the cause and effect result. And these people are destroying the earth themselves. These people, they're hypocrites, and they are going to hell. They're the wicked. They're not going to make it. So they better get on the right side of history quickly, because things are winding up, okay? And we all have to figure out this thing, and see why the problems aren't being solved, and figure out which side we're going to stand on down to the bitter end. You can't serve both God and money, and that's what we have to understand, is that when it comes down to it, remember that everything you have belongs to God. You can't own anything in this world, because we're all here temporarily. So it's all about usership. And remember who really owns it. And I do every day. I put everything I have before God, and I have to search my conscience daily for even trying to save even the littlest bit. Forever spending a nickel frivolously, I search my conscience. And it's tough. And I want to get to the bottom of it. And I want it to end. And I think that I'm on the same side with God. He wants it to end too. I want prosperity for everybody. I'm sick and tired of this. And the only way we're going to get it is by demanding it. We, human beings, are God's eyes and ears, hands and feet on the ground. We were created just a little lower than the angels, and we all have a very serious responsibility to one another, to stand up for each other, to stand up for the weak, the downtrodden, the dignity of the poor. All of us do. And to stand against the forces of evil, to confront them, and to not shrink away from controversy. We have to get right into the fray and speak up, but know your facts, know the truth. And I tell you, where I'm learning my facts, primarily from Jesus, what he taught. Okay, this is it. Okay, to follow the Bible is as simple as this. That to sum up the law and the prophets, you could say to love God above all else, because he's the source, the rightful source of all that is truly good. So that's reasonable, that's logical. And the second command he gave us was this, to love one another, to treat one another as we would like to be treated. If we just did those two things, we would please God and we would find true happiness. We would attain it. Even just being on the path, we know that in time we will reach that place. That's the promise that's held out to those that strive for the truth, that are God's friends, and that tune into that vibe, that understanding, and that incorporate it into their spirit, their heart, their mind, their soul, and that are proper representatives as best they can, proper reflections of the truth about God as best we can. That's all of our obligation to do that thing. This is where we will find happiness. And like I said, if it doesn't come down to true happiness, then, what's it all about?